Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email concierge for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a lovely IWC Da Vinci Perpetual Calendar Chronograph. This is reference 3750-28 German language perpetual calendar. So the watch is 39 millimeters in stainless steel by 14.8 millimeters thick. From end to end, the total distance across the wrist is 46 millimeters, and it has a 19 millimeter spacing inside of its double hinged Vendôme style lug. Now, of course, this model debuted in 1985, and it was made for quite a few years, bowing out after 2003. It was a comeback watch of sorts for IWC mechanical watchmaking in the 80s. A formidable statement of intent, a automatic chronograph with a perpetual calendar and a moonphase, designed by Hanno Bürcher with the IWC Kurt Klaus mechanically programmed perpetual calendar system. We're going to throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference, and you can see it wears compact, easy to wear. I could recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Though it's not thin, it does have several steps to its sloped case flank, so it will slide underneath most cuffs. The stainless steel timepiece has a nice satisfying weight to it, but it's not overbearing. You can see just how narrow it is across my wrist. The watch includes a calfskin strap, which you'll note is an IWC factory strap in brand new condition. It's calfskin in black on the top with a folded edge, a monotone stitch, more calfskin on the bottom. The watch includes an IWC single fold stainless steel deployant clasp. And the case is all of high polish, rounded, curved in every dimension, and it has these double hinged lugs. So you can see that there's one hinge, there's the spring bar, so that's one hinge. You can move inside that pivot, but then there's a second pivot, which makes for excellent feel on the wrist and superb fit. Taking a quick look at the crown side, you can see this features the old style IWC fish crown. It is a screw down crown, so you don't accidentally adjust the calendar. 30 meters water resistant. We have these lovely mushroom style pump pushers. And then we have a plexiglas crystal, which was considered to be necessary to clear the extra assembly of hands on top of this model. So you can see it truly is thermoplastic, and it gives you that little off-axis distortion you expect of thermoplastic. We'll do a quick loom shot of the dial. And the dial is beautifully symmetrical. You can see there are 4 sunken registers with polished chapterings around their edge. Now we have a cruciform symmetry, so you can split it down the center, but also horizontally, and it'll be symmetrical. We have applique indices, and we'll get a little bit closer here and show you some of the details of the dial. You can see it uses an aventurine glass moonphase disc, one of my favorite features of these. The old IWC Schaffhausen logo in vintage script, also an evocative piece of this watch's nostalgic appeal. There is a window for the year, the decade, the century, and the millennium, and we'll adjust the year and the decade automatically. There's actually a century slide that comes with the watch, and there are several different centuries inside that can be manually repositioned during the service of the watch, so it can even display those time intervals. So we have chronograph features and constant seconds coaxial with the perpetual calendar functions. So you can see we have constant seconds along with the day of the week in German over at 9 o'clock. We have the date over at 3 o'clock. We have coaxial chronograph hours and the month down at 6 o'clock. And we have coaxial moon phase and chronograph minutes up at 9 o'clock. Now, the watch includes the IWC Kurt Klaus perpetual calendar system. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the video, but let's talk about what that means. Well, the watch, I'm going to activate hacking or stop seconds here. Make sure we're out of the date change danger zone. The watch includes a quick set, so you can rapidly set the date. This is as easy as setting the date on a Datejust. When you adjust the date, everything, including the moon phase, the month, the day, the year, all of that moves in sync. So setting this watch is as easy as setting the date on your Rolex. It's that simple. You can't create an impossible or non-existent combination of moon phase, date, year, and month. It just moves in sync. So it's easy to set and reset this calendar. Now, I showed you the hacking seconds function, and it bears mentioning that all of this complication is executed on top of a Valjoux 7750. So unidirectional winding automatic. It's a chronograph with a 44-hour power reserve, stop seconds, a quick set for the perpetual calendar. It has a system that is able to deal with leap years and irregular length months until the year 2100, so you never need to reset this as long as you keep it wound. The watch beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it is a remarkable combination of IWC's Perpetual Calendar moon phase module with a Valjoux 7750 base. It uses a cam and a lateral clutch for chronograph engagement, but I should be honest about that lateral clutch. It's a sophisticated system called an oscillating pinion. So unlike a conventional lateral clutch, if you push and hold, there will be no jump to the chronograph seconds, and that's a feature of the 7750 architecture that's not often related. Another important feature of this is that IWC does all of its own tuning and customization. Back when these watches were made, IWC would still get an abauche and do a lot of finishing, regulation, and parts replacement. So even beneath the IWC calendar module, a lot of the pieces of the basic 7750 have been replaced and upgraded. Reach out to tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.